radio program.
Raw and uncut, Jiggy Jag, you know how he do it. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it all the way live.
Broadcasting live from Hutchinson, Kansas.
Well, I'm sitting here with a linguist. I had no idea.
Problem in your...
I didn't know you were, but I didn't know that you were a wordsmith.
Call Jiggy right now. 267-22-JIGGY.
Hey, Jiggy, what's happening, man? Reminds me of that David Bowie song. Jiggy play guitar. It's a great name, man. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Presenting.
I'm Mike Massey, and, you can catch me on Jiggy Jag TV and see a few of my trick shots there. Thank you very much.
Jiggy Jaguar.
I never knew what freedom was until I saw you lose yours.
Welcome to the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, coast to coast and border to border. It is a fabulous, fabulous Monday, the 16th. We are live, 2 Central, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific, 24/7 at JiggyJaguar.com on the TuneIn apps, Radio Loyalty, and our podcast is available over there at JiggyJaguar.com. There's a lot of news to cover and a lot of different things going on today. We've got a fabulous guest with us today. Dr. Robert Melillo joins us as he joins us from time to time. There has been some new studies come out and some different things going on in the news. Dr. Melillo, welcome to the program. Thanks for being on with us today.
Thank you.
Now, there's been a lot of different things go on. Last week, there was an odd connection. There was an Oregon marks the 74th school shooting since Newtown. A lot of people say that this is related to the rise of autism and ADHD, and we've got you on today to discuss this. First of all, when you heard about this, what did you think?
Well, I wasn't surprised. I've actually been predicting that we're going to see this much more frequently. I was actually a little shocked when I didn't realize it was 74 shootings in less than 2 years. That's incredible. And, it's a very, very complicated issue because, when we say that it's related to the rise of autism or ADHD, it means that, we're not looking and saying that kids with ADHD and autism and these types of disorders are going to go out and routinely kill people. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that the same factors that are causing this dramatic increase in childhood behavioral issues is the same thing driving the rise in these killings. They're related to one another in the fact that the things that are causing this epidemic of childhood disorder, it's underlying it, and I think that it's important because we've really been ignoring this problem in the United States. I mean, we're facing the largest childhood epidemic we've ever seen, and people deny that it's happening, and some people even come out with books and say ADHD doesn't exist. We're burying our head in the sand. We've had this problem going on for 20, 30 years. This is also a result of that, and if we don't do something to really deal with these issues when they're kids, this is just going to become more and more routine, I can guarantee you.
It is a fantastic guest with us today. Dr. Robert Melillo joins us here on the program. And Oregon marks the 74th school shooting since Newtown. Is this related to the rise of autism and ADHD in America is the topic for our first segment here on the big broadcast. Now, the suspect and one student are dead in an Oregon school shooting. A lot of people want to immediately blame this on all sorts of different things, but a lot of times it gets blamed on ADHD and autism. What do you think is going on here with this?
Well, it's a really good idea. I mean, this is my area of research, and what we see is that children's brains are not developing in the same way that they did for generations before. And a lot of it has to do with the rise of technology. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they're not as physically active. A lot of it has to do with the overall health and stress levels of people that are getting pregnant. These are all the things that I've really documented well in my book. But the bottom line is what we look at in the brain of children with autism and ADHD is that they have a underdeveloped right hemisphere, which is really what gives you a sense of empathy and conscience, and also helps you have good social relationships with other people. And it's also the same problem we see in schizophrenia and psychosis. So, it's not that ADHD kids or autistic kids are going to go out and create these issues, but ADHD, autism, OCD, those kids are more susceptible to have psychotic breaks, especially if they're sitting in a basement or a dark room by themselves and playing video games hour after hour after hour, especially if they're violent video games. This can skew their reality. And, there's one game out there, a violent game, where you literally go into the mall and shoot people, right?
Yes.
So what can happen is
unfortunately, that does exist.
Yes, and so, if you're playing these games and you have a right brain deficiency, and as you play the games, it makes your right brain even more deficient and your left brain even more inactive, and it creates these imbalances and exacerbates the imbalances, you can slip into a psychotic or schizophrenic state where you don't realize what's reality and what's not, and then to walk in a mall and shoot somebody realistically is not that different from doing it on the game, and that's what I believe is happening.
It is a fantastic guest with us today. Dr. Robert Melillo joins us, and Doctor, I guess kind of as we wrap up here, because I know that your time is very precious. What can we learn from this and prepare for the next situation if this were to arise again?
What we need to learn for this is that we can't deal with it after the fact. It's not about gun control, not that I'm for or against gun control, but we've always had guns around, and there hasn't been all of a sudden an explosion in guns being available over the past 2 years, but we have seen an explosion in kids walking into schools and killing other kids. So there's something else going on, and the problem is right in front of our eyes, and the mainstream media and people are not paying attention to it, and we need to deal with these problems when they're young. We need to do things. This is what we do at Brain Balance Centers. This is what I've written in my books, and given this technology in the hand of parents, this is what I do research on. We need to pay more attention in this country to these problems and not deal with it after the fact, or this is just going to get worse.
It's Dr. Robert Melillo. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we've got more here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. Thank you, Doctor. Thanks for being with us today, my friend.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Dr. Robert Melillo with us today. We've got more when we get back. Welcome back to AMFM247.com. We want to give a shout-out to our good friends at our AM/FM affiliates in Las Vegas, Nevada, Tampa, Florida, Macon, Georgia, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and our brand-new one, Boulder, Colorado, 100.7 FM. Thanks for listening to the Idea Radio program. New cities are being added each and every month here on AM/FM 24/7. 50-plus new FM transmitters are going to be put up in 2014, and we encourage you to check out AMFM247.com or check out our website on iHeartRadio. You can download the iHeartRadio app and check out the Idea Radio Show each and every Thursday. Now, the sponsor for this broadcast is an amazing, amazing book. It's called Mentor Me Gate. And MentorMeGate.com is the website. We're going to spell it for you real quick. It's mentormegate.com. MentorMeGate.com. And Mentor Me Gate, amazing stuff. This is Ken Parrott. Of course, as we know, the hotly anticipated brand new book, Mentor Me Gate, which is a formula to fulfill your greatest achievement. It's been made available for pre-launch through the publisher's website, MentorMeGate.com. And it's based upon training from top New York Stock Exchange-listed companies, life experiences, personal stories, and observations. And Ken weaves a book which has already become a hit among readers to the initial test group. The following are just some of the comments made by readers who rated Mentor Me Gate with 5 stars. Almost everyone should think about reading this book. Also, another great endorsement here. This is a great book, enjoyable to read with useful knowledge. And this one stood out to me. A motivating, inspiring book that will help change your attitude towards life and living. My God, that is awesome. Mentor Me Gate is available at mentormegate.com. According to the author, Ken, the response has been overwhelmingly positive, and he's realizing the audience for this book is much broader range than initially anticipated. And everyone who's read the book so far, they've responded enthusiastically about its content, practicality, and readability. MentorMeGate.com. I can't stress that enough. MentorMeGate.com. And he's worked with everybody from J.P. Morgan Chase, Charles Schwab Corporations, Merrill Lynch, American Express. The guy knows what he's doing. So check out MentorMeGate.com. And as always, tell them you heard about it here on the Idea Radio program. Let's get into it right now for today's broadcast. Welcome back to the big broadcast, coast to coast and boulder to boulder, here on the Idea Radio program and AMFM247.com. Also, our good friends over there at iHeartRadio. Let's talk about one of our great marketing partners here at Transmedia Worldwide. It is an amazing piece of business. Experience the mystery and suspense of the best-selling legal thriller. Can Too Big to Fail get away with murder? Let's talk about Predatory Kill. It has already rocketed to the top of 4 top bestseller lists in its first week of sale. Number 1 financial thriller, number 1 political thriller, number 1 pulp thriller, and number 10 legal thriller. It's about Brent Marks. He's paid his dues as a lawyer, having taken his share of divorces and drug trafficking cases over his 20-year career. But he'd finally reached a place in his life where he could take on cases of social importance. But he didn't know that April Marsh's predatory lending case against the big banks for wrongful foreclosure on her parents' home was going to turn into a murder investigation. Go on a ride where the action never ends, kids. It's best-selling author Kenneth Eade. He's back. He gave you an involuntary spy. He delivers a masterful novel where the action never ends. The bank is on trial, and everyone is in danger. Murder, corruption, and crime are on every page. Nobody can escape the reach of the mysterious predatory lender. Here's what Independent Publisher News says. Kenneth Eade is a well-known author of the best-selling political thriller An Involuntary Spy. Recently, he published his second novel, Predatory Kill, which is an edge-of-your-seat legal thriller that will take readers by surprise and raise some thought-provoking questions about law and justice in the world we live in today. Pick it up right now online. Amazing, amazing stuff. You can pick up the book at predatorykill.net. Let's talk about that website for a minute. predatorykill.com, excuse me. I tell you, I'm excited. I love this guy. predatorykill.com, and we'll spell it for you. Predatory kill.com. Also, check him out on Twitter at WeAreBBay. Check it out today. It's Predatory Kill, and tell him you heard about it here on AM/FM 24/7.
SearchForItHere.com, your local business directory, has a new look. Order our diamond or silver plans before September 5th, 2014. We will lock your price in for life. No plan over $20. Only from SearchForItHere.com, the best local business directory.
Welcome to the Racing to Success Minute with Nadine Lajoie. Do you want more clients trusting you? You have to ask testimonials and referrals from your existing client. This is a 4-step process. You have to have a system to ask systematically referrals and testimonial on video, on letter, on email from each and every one of your clients. Number 2, you need to ask a question exactly what you want them to deliver in the testimonial. Number 3, you need to post them with a title, subtitle on your website. And number 4, you need some news story. Post email and tell people that people loves you and they give you testimonial. So like that you are sure you will increase your database. This is Nadine at NadineRacing.com.
Now, the Jiggy Jaguar Show on JiggyJaguar.com.
Oh, it's a fabulous day, kids! We want to thank Dr. Robert Melillo for joining us. Honestly, that was a fantastic first segment. 18 minutes after the hour. Thanks for joining us today on JiggyJaguar.com 24/7 over there as well. We're going to be doing all sorts of different things today. I don't know what this is. I don't really care what this is. But get a hold of us over there at JiggyJaguar.com, coast to coast and border to border, kids. And the anniversary is coming up fairly soon of a guy who did a lot for us here on this radio program. The great Rick Busby. He has been gone for about a year. Rick was part of Final Frontier Radio. Final Frontier Radio was a fantastic, still is a fantastic internet radio station. And Rick Busby was a big part of that. He started that station. He came to us as a what is this? There's apparently a Rick Busby that does music online. That's not who we're talking about today. By the way, if you want to get a hold of us over there, it is JiggyJaguar.com, and that is the best spot to get a hold of us. We're going to be talking to Malcolm Out Loud very soon. Also, Mark Davis will join us. Government versus Juggalo is going to be a topic today as well. Jack Duffy will be back with us. Ben Barrick will join us. Also, Music Monday and Charles Faddis as well. Tomorrow on our program, we're going to be talking about the death of Casey Kasem. I just didn't want to talk about two dead radio personalities in the same day. Didn't want to do that. I don't know what's going on there. I don't really care. Also, we will be here on Wednesday, but I will not be here on Thursday because of Third Thursday. We take the third Thursday of every month off because we're covering that event. Secondly, it is part of Smallville Festival, which is going to be on Friday, and Concerts for a Cause will be involved in that, so I will not have anything to do with this radio show. I will not have the time to do the show and do it properly. And we don't have Wi-Fi out there in the park, so I won't be able to broadcast live. Although that is a cool idea, and I thought about doing that. I honestly thought about doing that. But, and we might still. I don't know. I don't have a clue. So. But recently, I was contacted by Skylar Hall, I believe. And he is putting together a remembrance of our good buddy Rick Busby. And Rick did a lot for my radio program, the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. He did a heck of a lot for internet radio in general. He was the leader of Final Frontier Radio, of course, FinalFrontierRadio.com. He was a great talk show host. Rick actually, at one point, mentioned something to me about, he was like, well, if you need a fill-in sometime, I'd be happy to fill in for you on a Friday. And I didn't really ever think a thing about it. I was just like, yeah. But I actually thought about it one day, and I thought, let's do this. Let's do this thing. So I went ahead and I mentioned something to Rick. This was probably about a month or two ago after we had the first initial conversation, and he was like, I would still love to do it. So I was like, let's make it happen, baby. So we went ahead and we put Sorry, getting a little bit emotional here because of Rick and everything. But we went ahead and decided we would put this together. And I started helping him book some guests. He had some guests that he wanted to book, and we started putting these things together. And it was a fantastic set of fill-in shows. He would fill in for me on Friday, then he would fill in for me every once in a while if we couldn't do the radio show live, and it provided something. He was on, when we had our relationship with TalkRadioX.com, he was on there as well. He frequently called into their shows. They frequently were involved in his shows. Rick did a heck of a job, and those shows, he landed actually some pretty interesting guests. At one point, he had the voiceover actor from Transformers on his show, and then he had the voice of Jem on his show, which actually blew me away. I never could get her to do my show, but she would talk to Rick anytime, and that was really cool about him. People loved Rick Busby, and we miss him like crazy. And I thank the guys at hotspotradio.net for letting me be a part of this this little tribute we're doing here to Rick. And check out FinalFrontierRadio.com. They are continuing his life's work over there of doing internet radio, and also Hotspot Radio is doing it as well. The Hotspot Radio is dedicated now and always to the memory of Rick Busby. And I thank everybody for being involved in this. And I know I've ran over a little bit on my time, but thanks, guys. And Rick, you're always going to be in our thoughts, buddy. Appreciate it, man. We love you. We're going to take a quick time out here. And when we come back, we will be doing something. 25 minutes after the hour. Saving that file. We gotta save the file. We've got more when we get back.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
Attention, everyone. Is your computer getting slow? Are errors popping up all over the screen? You need QuickSpeed PC. Get your free scan today at QuickSpeedPC.com and speed your computer up like new. That's QuickSpeedPC.com for your free scan today. Go to QuickSpeedPC.com today. QuickSpeedPC.com.
Somewhere over the rainbow lies a pot of gold that's sure to make your next fundraising event a huge success. Rainbow Dust, the innovative and exciting project that is a must-have for any fundraiser, is the hottest interactive candy product on the market today. Visit www.myrainbowdust.com to see how Rainbow Dust can add magic to your next function. Find out why kids will be standing in line for their turn at making their own delicious Rainbow Dust candy creation. Use the promo code RADIO2 to receive free ground shipping. MyRainbowDust.com. Let the magic begin.
Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path. A path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon.
This is Chris Markowski, Watchdog on Wall Street. This is your Watchdog on Wall Street Money Minute. Well, you know, our country has so much money lying around. I mean, we're doing such a wonderful job the way that we treat our veterans at veterans hospitals. We talked about that last week on the program. They can't even get in to get seen. We've got so much money lying around that the IRS can just hand out billions of dollars. That's right, $13 billion in tax credits. $13 billion in tax credits went to people that were not qualified. I just wrote out my quarterly tax bill. And again, you know, it makes you want to pull your hair out. You work hard for your money. You don't mind paying taxes. You don't. You don't. You want the country to work. You don't mind paying the taxes. You mind how the money is spent. And again, this is the IRS that can't get out of its own way. Oh, they're going to do Obamacare this year. That's going to work out real well, too. WatchdogOnWallStreet.com.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
Coast to coast, border to border, all over the World Wide Web, on 50-plus stations throughout the U.S. and Canada.
That's often the use of health services, use services. I'm up on LinkedIn. We on again. We have a LinkedIn group on all and races and media personnel. Please up there, enjoy, come in and join discussions. And this is also we have on Twitter.
7. Looking forward to you then.
I'm up LinkedIn. Please enjoy and join discussions.
Okay, apparently we have some issues with our audio for Mark Davis. That's a shame. Because we had a good discussion earlier, but no one's ever going to hear it. Nobody's ever going to hear it. 31 minutes after the hour. Thanks for joining us. We are going to do this. We are going to try to find. I wanted to do Mark Davis today, but apparently we don't have. Apparently we do not have any of his. Audio or good audio we're going to do this. We're going to play an older bit from Mark Davis. This took place February 2014. Here it is on the program. And I wanted to get you on today to talk about a series of subjects, but first of all, as we always do, we always try to give a little bit of background on our guests. Give us a brief introduction on yourself, my friend.
I am a person who was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. President lives in Maryland. I went to medical school at the State University of New York in Syracuse. I've been in practice medicine for 30 years, stepped aside to do some writing. I've written a book called Obamacare, Dead on Arrival, A Prescription for Disaster. It's based on many elements of my past experiences, including owning and operating healthcare facilities, lobbying for healthcare for patient quality. I've done that. I practice medicine and internal medicine. I see how the government entity reacts with healthcare facilities because I've owned and operated them.
Yep.
And I'm here today to talk about my book, which is Phase 2 of Obamacare. It has the implementation of the regulatory structure of the Obamacare nightmare that's coming forward. And that's me in a nutshell.
Well, you've got a great background here. You're a well-spoken individual. You're a well-read individual. The book is absolutely amazing. Let's talk about Obamacare, Dead on Arrival, Prescription for Disaster. What was the writing process like for you for this great book?
This book was developed over approximately 1 year. It's up to date, very up to date, in fact. I basically take the person reading the book through medical school, how people get their medical degrees, and I move them right through the system. It analyzes and subjects people to the horrors of what will come if rationing of care is implemented, which it seems is coming down the pike. It talks about everything from the so-called death panels, which are not there, but there are things similar to it, to legislative efforts by people to get rid of this horrific nightmare that's coming down the pike. The media in general has been discussing the shoreline, not the tidal wave calming of Obamacare. The tidal wave is how they're going to regulate almost 6,000 registered hospitals, 900,000 physicians, tens of thousands of doctors' offices, thousands of freestanding clinics, 3 million nurses, 1 million auxiliary people that support the system, are the cement of the system. And it's almost impossible under the law which has been written to do any of this. So it was a very difficult ride. I'm a physician. I'm trained in multiple subjects as well, including the law. I'm not a lawyer by any stretch of the imagination, but I am trained in the law. And I could see things from different angles. And when I was falling down on the subject, I consulted people. So other people consulted to help implement this book. And the book is thorough. It's an easy read for people, and they'll learn a lot. It's like a text, but in normal writing. So that's what I would suggest people get the book. The cover itself was ingenious design from a commercial conservative artist. It shows a cemetery with headstones stating victims of Obamacare on it, and it's exactly what it's going to do. There'll be many, many victims of Obamacare. We've already seen several since the implementation of Phase 2, January 1st, 2014, which we could discuss if you'd like.
Yes, go ahead and jump in there. What are some of the things we've heard?
Sloan Kettering, as many people may know, is a cancer hospital in New York. A woman's breast cancer was spreading. She was diagnosed very, very quickly. She was about to have surgery. Found out that her doctors, her personal doctors, are not covered under Obamacare. The surgery has been delayed. I don't know if she's had it yet. There's another case already on the news about orthopedic. A similar, her doctor wasn't covered. They had to delay the surgery. So we're going to see delays in surgery. We're going to see prevention of surgery. We're only at the very edge of the implementation. Once we need permission from some bureaucrat in Washington to get a surgery, a common surgery, that's going to be a real tickle. They may take months to get those kind of requests through the process, and that's what the nightmare is about. You're going to get less care. It's going to cost you a lot more, and the access to therapeutics, diagnostics will be reduced for you because many new people will be admitted to the system, and there's not enough people to take care of everybody. People have to remember there's 900,000 doctors, but 2/3 of them practice direct patient care. The rest do administrative work for insurance companies, bureaucracies, so forth. So we're it, and unless we have some new vast group of doctors coming into this country or being exited from medical schools, there's just not enough people to do the job that is intended for Obamacare.
Mark Davis joins us today. He's a healthcare expert, author of Obamacare Dead on Arrival. Obamacare and all its inconsistencies and flaws, let's talk about this. Well, what are some of the things that you've seen as it relates to Obamacare and some of the flaws and inconsistencies here, my friend?
Well, basically, the algorithm, the very formula of Obamacare is flawed. It's a Ponzi scheme. Everybody remembers Madoff. This is 10 times worse. Ponzi scheme meaning there's a number of people have to pay in at the one side so other people could take it out at the other side. Obamacare specifically requires young people, people in their 20s or 30s, to buy into the system, enough insurance so they can support people in my age group, let's say in their 50s and above. That would be the Ponzi scheme that we're seeing. Eventually, the system runs out of money because there's not enough people at one end to pay for the other end. So at this point in time, the country has an exchange that's not working properly, no matter what the government is telling you. They had 3.5 years to implement Phase 1, the exchanges. They failed. There are 16 state exchanges at this point. They're failing. The one here in Maryland, I'm definitely original from New York, not from here. I can tell you there's a lot of flaws in the system here. $100 million to put the Maryland system in, and it doesn't work right. And that's what we're seeing around the country. This Maryland reflects what we're seeing on a national level as well. So that part is, you believe you're going to be covered for pre-existing conditions, They simply don't write it in the policy. It doesn't matter what the government says. There are ways around getting your pre-existing conditions covered in Obamacare, or the Patient Affordability Act, and people don't realize this. It's a tiered system. It was sold to us that everybody would have equal health care, but the system allows for a tiered system from a Cadillac down to a bronze plan. And so you'll have a tiered system just like we have now in traditional insurance. Traditional insurance, by and large, was covering approximately 85% of the country. That included groups and medical assistance, Medicare, and other things. A lot of states channel their medical assistance to private insurance companies, and they delegate what the money the physicians in the hospital are going to get. There was a 15% approximately number of people that were not covered, didn't want to be covered, for whatever reason. They should have sent it on those 15% of the people, not change the 85% who may be satisfied with their programs already. A lot of the people that have already signed up for the exchanges are medical assistance people, people who are getting freebies from the government for whatever reason. You could argue that, but for whatever reason, they're getting money now from the government to be on the exchanges. So they exchange one freebie for another freebie. So when they say there's 3 million people on the exchanges, half of those people are already on assistance. So these people are not really paying in, so the Ponzi scheme is already failing at that point. Ezekiel Emanuel, you remember that name, Ron Emanuel's brother?
Yes, indeed.
The mayor of Chicago, was one of the architects of this Obamacare. And he says that we need those young people in the system or the system won't work. I've heard him twice say this in interviews. I never interviewed him myself, though.
Mark Davis joins us today here on the broadcast, coast to coast and border to border, all over the World Wide Web and on 50-plus stations across the U.S. and Canada. And Mark, the book is absolutely fascinating. What's been some of the feedback you've gotten on the book so far?
The left hate it. And the left, they haven't said my life yet, but very close to it. They don't like the cover. They don't like the content. It reveals the truth. It goes deep into the Obamacare bills. It's approximately 2,300 typewritten pages, the legislative effort that they put out. Remember, this was passed March 23rd, 2010. We go into where the negatives are, where people need to know who's getting benefits and most people are not getting benefits at. As we tell people that the laws of which this thing is based on are flawed, that the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court had to be forced to use this Obamacare, they would have blocked it 9-9. Not what we know about 5-4. They allow it to go through. That's how hypocritical these people are. If the government people were supposed to use this, it never would have passed. We don't know. We still don't know fully what's in it. Why? Because Health and Human Services has not written all the regulatory structure yet to support the 2,300 pages of Obamacare legislation. Think of Obamacare legislation as one big law with a lot of laws under it, and it takes over from medical schools to hospitals to clinics. It tries to regulate everything, and they can't even regulate themselves, not let alone to regulate health care. You saw what happened with the exchanges, a complete abomination. Not to make a pun.
No, no, I love that. I love that. I'll have to say, I do love all you old school New York City guys. You guys, you guys.
I'm an old school New York guy, a Yankee fan up and down.
You guys are a different cut than everywhere else across the country, which is a good thing. Mark Davis joins us today. He's a healthcare expert. He's also the author of Obamacare, Dead on Arrival. Let's talk about the nutrition, weight loss science, and the pharmacology of weight loss here.
I wrote the book, The Millennium Diet, The Practical Guide for Rapid Weight Loss.
Yep.
I wrote it some years ago, and that book goes directly into dieting, what people should and should not do. It was written basically by the patients themselves. We analyzed the patient's diets, people who lost lots of weight on many different diets, people that gain weight and what they gain weight from. We synergized it down with patient help. Thousands of patients were our privilege to take care of. And at the end of the day, it was a high-protein, moderate-carb, low-fat diet, approximately 1,200 calories, that made people want to lose weight. And people lost lots of weight. Approximately a subset of 20% of our weight loss patients lost over 30 pounds per month in 4 weeks. We had a guy, a police officer, who was in congestive heart failure. His doctor nearly gave up on him. He went from 317 to 267 on this diet. No kidding. I have the medical records to prove it. But he had to come in every day to be weighed. I refused to take him on. We've treated everybody from actors and actresses, judges, common people like me. All we're using the diet. The diet works. It's an easy book to follow. I think Chapter 5 is the diet itself. And I'd recommend anybody within the sound of this to get the Millennium Diet. It's cheap. You could probably pick it up for a few bucks, probably in any bookstore or on the internet. It should be on many of the electronic devices as well, PDFs. The Millennium Diet tells you not to smoke. It tells you what foods to stay away from, and it gives you a long list of drugs not to take if you're dieting with drugs. Many of those drugs do not work. The bottom formula is exercise, a 1,200 calorie diet that's in the book, and rest. You need to also have your rest pretty much. So those are the basic things that people need to know to lose weight. There's no magic formulas. We just had an actress come here to Baltimore, Maryland, discussing Weight Watchers. A great program. No, not knocking Weight Watchers, but I don't trust celebrity spokespeople. Do not trust them because they have other ways of losing weight as well. Do not trust them, folks. I've dealt with them directly. I know them. You're not getting what you think you're getting from them at all. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to lose weight. You don't have to buy food through the mail, dry garbage that they sell, all that. The book tells you, go to your local store, buy these foods, you lose weight, you spend pennies on the dollar. That's all. People's hard-earned money now, you don't want to waste it.
Amazing stuff. Mark Davis joins us today here on the broadcast, coast to coast and border to border, all over AM, FM affiliates, internet stations all over the place, and we are happy that we got Mark with us today. Now, what do you have any other books planned? I know that you've got...
we have Demons of Democracy that came out a couple of years ago. That tells how lawyers and legislators are undermining the country. As we all know, Washington is imploding under its own weight. Lawyers and legislators, a subset of lawyers, not all lawyers are bad, obviously. Not all legislators are bad, of course. But the book points out who they are, how they're undermining the country. Every institution and tradition in this society is being hit very hard in the last 5 years. And we all know what they've been doing there. We're watching the military be dissembled. We're watching religion being forced, religious tenets from the White House being forced on people that don't want to follow them, like birth control for nuns. And it's the most insane thing I've ever heard. We found the Catholic Church being forced to give up birth control when they don't want to. The government should stay out of our lives. This book tells you why they should stay out of our lives. It tells you that they're using the Constitution as a doormat, not a roadmap, which it should be used. The Founding Fathers were right on cue. They knew what they were doing. We don't need any more constitutions like some famous authors have written. Follow the one we have, and we'll have a great society right now. And if they need to add an amendment, there's a process to get an amendment in there as well to fix anything that needs to, like term limits, for example. We need those definitely. So the book is constructed in such a way. It's a very interesting read. One chapter, let me just point out, it's called Sexploitation 101. It talks about not Anthony Weiner, but people like Anthony Weiner and those guys who are using their pulpits to get sex from young girls. It's very interesting how these things are happening around Washington. People do not know. And the Anthony Weiner types have been around for years and years. We just hear them more because we're on the media more. But that chapter is extremely interesting. People have pointed that out. I think that's why they bought the book initially.
Well,
and the cover of the book, the cover of the book has a man on fire behind you see the American flag with horns, and I bet you can't guess who is on that cover. Who knew this ahead of time? Whoever this commercial artist was, he was a soothsayer.
Wow.
It's an excellent read. I appreciate it if people would buy the book.
Definitely. Well, we're gonna link the books up from Amazon on our website, and people can pick those up. And Mark, I definitely want to stay in touch. Keep me updated on your next writing project, and we'll talk to you soon, sir. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me on. It was my privilege and privilege. You have a very good day.
Definitely. Thank you, Mark. We'll talk soon, sir. Thanks,
Bye-bye,
man.
sir.
We've got more when we get back here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, coast to coast, border to border.
It's no secret that being overweight has become a worldwide epidemic. Being overweight can lead to dramatic increases in diabetes, heart disease, cancer, stroke, arthritis, and depression. Consider the following. 8 out of 10 Americans over the age of 25 are overweight, and 26 million children and adults in the U.S. have diabetes. If you're like millions of others, you've probably tried this diet or that pill, but you never got the results you wanted. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control reports that 95% of all diets and weight loss programs fail. Finally, there is an all-natural healthy solution to help you lose weight. Originally made for diabetics, Plexus Slim and Accelerator taken together just one time per day can help you lose the weight. People around the country are experiencing amazing results, and you can too. For more info, go to www.plexuspinkdrinkhealth.com.
Are you out of work? Are you looking to make a lot of money on the internet from the comfort of your home? I have consistently made over $30,000 every month for the past 8 years. I have received daily $900 payments, $1,800 payments, $3,000 payments, and even $10,000 payments. It's fun, it's easy, and beginners are desperately needed right now. Sign up today at www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe and make potentially $30,000 a month just like I did. Again, the website address is www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe.
The response has been overwhelming, and we thank you guys for shopping the Amazon link at JiggyJaguar.com. Check it out today at JiggyJaguar.com. Recently, we spoke to another guest on our radio program, and he had this to say about Amazon.
I know you guys work with Amazon a lot.
Yes.
It's the #1 mouthwash on Amazon.
We're not asking you to buy anything you don't want or need. You know you're going to do your shopping at Amazon. You might as well help out the broadcast at the same time. To help out our operation, check out JiggyJaguar.com. That's JiggyJaguar.com. And thanks for supporting the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
I'm always looking for great new talk shows to listen to, and I found one. It's called The Mallard Report. From the far beyond to the close to home, you'll hear it all discussed on The Mallard Report with your host, Jim Mallard. The Mallard Report is a paranormal talk show which explores the backstory, the hidden story, and the things other hosts are afraid to discuss. From the secrets of the paranormal to Paula Deen to the government spying on us all, no topic is too taboo for Jim to ignore. The Mallard Report airs live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen to The Mallard Report by going to italkparanormal.com. That's the letter I, italkparanormal.com. When you visit italkparanormal.com, you can listen to The Mallard Report 24/7. italkparanormal.com. italkparanormal.com for The Mallard Report.
Out Loud Minute. The Out Loud Minute. Terrorists who can commit such heinous acts are a shared enemy of the United States, Iraq, and the international community, said the State Department. This is Malcolm Out Loud. Fighters from the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant have overrun a succession of major cities in northern Iraq, terrorizing and killing everyone in their path as they march toward Baghdad. Well, the out-loud truth is, as is the case with most of these foreign conflicts, the overall goals and long-term vision are never defined. America attempts to play by an international code of ethics, while terrorists have no rule of law. There is only one language terrorists understand, and that is the language of terror. Well, as terrorism escalates throughout the world must unite together if freedom, liberty, and peace are to stand a chance. And you can get the rest of the Out Loud truth back at malcolmoutloud.tv. If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from back or neck pain, go to Bonati.com.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
We are back, coast to coast, and butter to butter all over the World Wide Web and on 50-plus stations throughout the U.S. and Canada, AM, FM stations nationwide, and on the iHeartRadio app. Also tune in and Radio Loyalty as well. We've got my good, close, personal, longtime friend, Mr. Malcolm Out Loud, with us today. And Malcolm, there is a lot of things going on. First of all, Iraq, we just heard it in the minute there. Iran is now sending troops, I guess, to Iraq to aid in this fight against these militants. This is a topsy-turvy world, my friend.
Yeah, it is. You remember the old saying, Jiggy, that, today's enemy could be tomorrow's friend, huh?
Yes.
And also keep your enemies close. I mean, keep your enemies close. You never know when you're going to need them. And, it's so true, though. It's so true. You can relate to those statements in every way. Not everybody can relate to those statements in their life to some degree, whether it's friendly competition or somebody more aggressive. But I have to tell you, things are not good in Iraq. That is for certain. And we'll start with this. For the first many years of the administration, Jiggy, Obama had continued to blame all the wars on Bush, naturally.
Yeah.
And really never take acceptance. It's kind of funny. It's odd to me. If you were going to run for a position, Jiggy, like whatever it is, like President of the United States, okay, or, maybe some school teacher or the head of the PTA or something, if you knew all the problems that were happening with as head of the PTA or president of the U.S. or maintenance man of such and such, in other words, when you take a job or you run for office or whatever it is, you take it with the full intent of knowing whatever the situation is what you inherit. And if you want the job, these are the conditions for the job. You understand?
Very much so, yes.
What I don't understand is how does a man take the role of President of the United States and then whine for 5.5, 6 years consecutively after that and continue to complain and blame everything on its predecessor? Makes no sense to me at all. I mean, if you're going to want the job, if you're going to take the job, then shut up and do the job. Okay?
Yes.
And this president clearly has not done that. That's the first thing I'll say about the whole Iraq-Afghanistan thing. But here's the bottom line. Military leaders warned Obama. They told him, if we evacuate Iraq, if we pull all of our troops out of here, if we leave this country in the straits, as you're suggesting, there will be problems ahead. The vacuum here will be filled with a bad cast of characters. Now, listen, when we left Korea, when we left Germany, when we left Japan, guess what, Jiggy? We left, but we left with a base, we left with troops, we left with residual, we left with a plan, we left with a long-range plan. You follow?
Oh, very much so, yes. I completely agree. There was a plan.
But not the case here with Iraq, Afghanistan, because this president is all about keeping his head in the sand. He's all about, really not engaging in foreign policy. And that's what we're dealing with right now. And so, bottom line is we've kind of asked for what we've got now. But here's what's happening. It's not good at all. This group, ISIS and ISIL, which is the Iran-Syria militants and the Levant, are marching through capturing cities in the northern part of Iraq. Now, they are creating havoc on regular people, on civilians, in a very horrible way. But they are also taking thousands of Iraqi soldiers, Jiggy, and they are killing them and putting them in mass graves, shallow graves, and they are just literally terrorizing is the best word I could use, the landscape there as these, and you know what? You know what's being said by experts in this? This will blow your mind. Experts are saying in this deal that ISIS and ISIL and the militants and bad folks we're talking about, that these folks actually make Al Qaeda look like they're a Boy Scout troop.
Yes.
How does that even go over? I mean, what does that even mean, Jiggy? You know what I mean?
I'm just totally confused about the fact that we went over. See, this is the deal. We the whole thing when we went over there in the very beginning, that whole, I don't know what they'd call it, the surge or whatever the heck it was, and they went in and they cleaned house, and then we got out of there. And then Bush landed on the aircraft carrier, and there was all this hoopla and all these shenanigans. And then for whatever reason, we stayed. And stayed and stayed and stayed and stayed. And then all of a sudden, Obama comes along, and he's like, well, we're pulling everybody out. That's the end of that. And now we're back to craziness. It's like, who deviated from the plan of the shock and awe and the leveling everybody, and it worked? To, well, we got all this craziness going on now.
Well, you've got terrorism is absolutely on the rise, as opposed to the last general election when the president told everybody that Al Qaeda was defeated and that they were on the run and that we had licked terrorism. That was an absolute farce. He sold the American people and the world. That was the biggest bald-faced lie that this president or any president could ever have said. It is so far from the God's honest truth that anything could possibly be, because terrorism is on such an increase and rise around the world, and this is going to be part of the problem ahead. I think what we need to do at this point, quite frankly, is to have I think we need a worldwide conference bringing our world leaders together strictly for the conversation of terrorism. Because no matter where you look, whether it's Africa, South America, in this continent, they're trying to get across our borders because we have a terrible immigration policy here. Or whether you're talking about the Middle East, it's terrorism. We're dealing in Nigeria with the Boko Haram, with the kidnapped girls. So no matter where you're talking about in the world, terrorism survives and is alive, Jiggy. And so the world is going to have to understand how we're going to fight this back. What measures are we going to use? And what's our long-term strategy going to be for terrorism? Because I have to tell you, here's the problem. These characters have no fear of death. Anybody who thinks it doesn't matter that somehow terrorism is going to change your world and you can go about your business every day, I'm here to tell you it matters a great deal, and it will change the landscape.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with these terrorists is they fear no death. They embrace death. They look at death as a bonus plan, that they get to Allah and they get the bonus plan. That's what they're looking for, is the bonus plan.
That's realistically what they're looking at. Yeah,
that's it. Right. So we're in trouble,
Well, Malcolm, it's been an exciting chat with you today. I wanted to make sure that we did as much in our time here with you about Iraq as possible, and I think we've accomplished that. Before we let you go, what are some projects you've got coming up over there on the TV side and the website and everything else?
Well, big things, and real quickly, here's the deal. This Friday, the 20th, we have a pre-launch. So let me explain that. The following Friday, the 27th, and we'll talk about this again.
Oh, yeah.
We launch a whole new channel, a whole new era, Jiggy, for Malcolm Out Loud TV on the 27th of June. It's a Friday. And you'll be amazed at the new site and everything that is coming forth. And so this Friday, the 20th, we have a sneak preview for subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to our program, our platform, send us an email to speakup@malcolmoutloud.com. Just put your email address in there. We'll subscribe you to the program, okay? And you'll get access this Friday to our subscribers. We'll get access before the general public, okay?
Awesome stuff. Well, Malcolm, I'm looking forward to talking to you next week. Have yourself a good week, and we'll talk soon, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Malcolm Out Loud with us today, coast to coast and boulder to boulder, and we are going to take a quick time out here. When we come back, it is top of the hour time. We've got more coming up.
It's no secret that being overweight has become a worldwide epidemic. Being overweight can lead to dramatic increases in diabetes, heart disease, cancer, stroke, arthritis, and depression. Consider the following. 8 out of 10 Americans over the age of 25 are overweight, and 26 million children and adults in the U.S. have diabetes. If you're like millions of others, you've probably tried this diet or that pill, but you never got the results you wanted. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control reports that 95% of all diets and weight loss programs fail. Finally, there is an all-natural healthy solution to help you lose weight. Originally made for diabetics, Plexus Slim and Accelerator taken together, just 1 time per day, can help you lose the weight. People around the country are experiencing amazing results, and you can too. For more info, go to www.plexuspinkdrinkhealth.com.
Are you out of work? Are you looking to make a lot of money on the internet from the comfort of your home? I have consistently made over $30,000 every month for the past 8 years. I have received daily $900 payments, $1,800 payments, $3,000 payments, and even $10,000 payments. It's fun, it's easy, and beginners are desperately needed right now. Sign up today at www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe and make potentially $30,000 a month, just like I did. Again, the website address is www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe.
It's a new year here at the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, and we are ramping up for a tremendous 2014. We have a lot of things coming up this year. We're doing a lot of television projects, going to be doing a lot of radio as well, and we need your help. Shop our Amazon.com links. You can do all of your shopping through our website at JiggyJaguar.com. That's Jiggy Jaguar.com. It's as simple as clicking on our Amazon link. That will take you to Amazon. Amazon will still look the same. It'll still feel the same. You'll still get the same deals. We just get a little bit of help off a commission from Amazon if you do shopping through our link. Also, we have our advertising available on Fiverr.com, as well as many of these other micro sites around the internet. We have a complete list at our website, JiggyJaguar.com. Recently, we had Dr. Ted Baer on the program talking advertising with us.
If they said that our media doesn't have any influence, why would somebody buy an ad? Why would somebody buy an ad on your program? Hey, we don't have any impact. There's no reason for you to. So it's a no-brainer.
So check it out right now. We've got everything available at JiggyJaguar.com. Thanks for listening, and thanks for supporting Transmedia Worldwide.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
I'm always looking for great new talk shows to listen to, and I found one. It's called The Mallard Report. From the far beyond to the close to home, you'll hear it all discussed on The Mallard Report with your host, Jim Mallard. The Mallard Report is a paranormal talk show which explores the backstory, the hidden story, and the things other hosts are afraid to discuss. From the secrets of the paranormal to Paula Deen to the government spying on us all, no topic is too taboo for Jim to ignore. The Mallard Report airs live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen to The Mallard Report by going to italkparanormal.com. That's the letter I. iTalkParanormal.com. When you visit iTalkParanormal.com, you can listen to the Mallard Report 24/7. iTalkParanormal.com. iTalkParanormal.com for the Mallard Report.
Welcome to the Unlock Your Wealth Update. Here's Heather Wagenhals.
Lending money to friends and family is taking a financial risk on your end. You want to be nice and help out a loved one, but that nice gesture might turn into resentment later on down the road. Consider these following steps. Don't be rushed into a hasty decision. After being asked to lend money, it's okay to take a little time to evaluate the request and revisit it after having time to think. Second, ask questions of the borrower. This might be uncomfortable to do, but it's a must. You have the right to ask questions because, after all, it's your money. Ask why they need it, if there's an alternative way to help, and how the repayment schedule will work. 3, set it in writing. Whether it's your best friend or brother, consider a promissory note which will include details on how and when you are to be repaid. It won't guarantee you'll get paid. However, it does remove the ambiguities about the financial arrangement.
For more great resources to help you create unlimited wealth and happiness, visit our website at crackingyourmoneycode.com. I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
Jaguar radio program.
Ron Uncut, Jiggy Jag, you know how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it all the way live.
Broadcasting live from Hutchinson, Kansas.
Well, I'm sitting here with a linguist. I had no idea. I didn't know you were, but I didn't know that you were a wordsmith.
Call Jiggy right now. 267-22-JIGGY.
Daddy Money.
Hey, Jiggy, what's happening, man? Reminds me of that David Bowie song. Jiggy play guitar. Jeff, it's a great name, man. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Presenting.
I'm Mike Massey, and, you can catch me on Jiggy Jag TV and see a few of my trick shots there. Thanks very much.
Jiggy Jaguar.
I never knew what freedom was until I saw you lose yours.
Welcome to hour number 2 of the world famous Jiggy Jaguar show. Coast to coast to border, all over the World Wide Web and on iHeartRadio, AM, FM stations across the country, and the TuneIn app. If you want to get a hold of us, it is JiggyJaguar.com. The man from 2063.com is the official website of Jack Duffy, and we've got Jack Duffy with us today here on the program. Jack, welcome back to the show. How are you, sir?
Just fine. How are you today?
Pretty good, actually. Now, you have an amazing book, and you have done. You're an accredited attorney, 20 years of experience. You were ranked in the top 100 attorneys by Fort Worth Magazine, and of course, you're author of The Man from 2063. We've had you on the broadcast in the past, and today we're talking about booming business for the Taliban. And this is a crazy situation. Let's set this up for the fans here with the release of Bo Bergdahl and his questionable alliance and allegiance. Taliban has now responded by saying it has encouraged our people. Now, everybody, we will work hard to capture such an important bird, not to leave out the potential illegality and the eligibility of the release of the 5 top Taliban leaders exchanged for Bergdahl's release. Obama has created even more difficulties for his administration. Now, Taliban is now feeling a resurgence from this coup, and what does this do to our national security? And with us today, we've got critically acclaimed author and expert on the subject, Jack Duffy. He is going to help share some light and get us kind of brought up to speed on this, on the continuing story that directly impacts national security. Jack, welcome back to the program. Tell us about this situation. Did Obama break the law, essentially, here, in your expert opinion?
Well, I believe he did. The law requires him to get congressional approval 30 days before he does something like this, and they didn't do that. I'm not sure the Congress would have approved this kind of a swap of these Taliban guys had they been told what was going to happen. I think it was a mistake, number one, to do it. I'm glad we got the American guy back, but we gave up an awful lot to get him, and we set a precedent now that's very bad for future presidents, in the sense that now our enemies know that if we want something bad enough, that we'll trade for it, and we'll give them what they want. And I think that sets a bad precedent.
Jack Duffy with us today here on the program, coast to coast and border to border. He is just an amazing guy. You can get more information on the website, themanfrom2063.com, and Jack joins us here on the program talking about this Taliban situation. Now, a lot of the different things that are going on in regards to the Taliban coming back, and essentially Obama helping them kind of re-strengthen. Does this, in fact, re-strengthen and help the Taliban there, Jack?
By trading this American soldier?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I think it gives them a lot of power now. That's the reason why Israel traditionally has never negotiated with terrorists in their history, because they don't want to bargain with terrorists, and that's a good policy, and it's worked for them. They would rather lose hostages and then retaliate later than cave in and give in to terrorist demands. Like a perfect example is what happened in Uganda years ago, 1976, when they had hostages down there in Entebbe, and they sent a commando squad down there and killed all the terrorists and got the hostages out and didn't lose anybody but one man. Amazing rescue rate that's gone down in history as one of the greatest raids in history, militarily pulled off by Israel. And that's why we need to follow what Israel does, because we're setting a bad precedent here for future administrations, because if we're going to continue to cave into terrorist demands, then blackmail is going to pay off.
Oh yeah, very much so. And this is a very, very strange situation. Jack Duffy joins us today. It seems that business is just kind of booming for the old Taliban, and they got this guy back. Now, why did they? From what you can tell, why did they not? It's an odd deal that they kept him, because usually, they behead the first chance they get. What do you think was the situation of them holding on to him like they did?
Well, I think they did it for the very reason why, because they thought eventually we would want this guy back, and if he's dead, of course, he's of no value to us anymore. So by having him alive, then they could use him, for bait or to trade off, and that's exactly what happened. And I'm glad we got him back. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad for his family, but the price we paid, I think, was too high to do it.
Jack Duffy joins us today here on the program, Coast to Coast and Border to Border, The Man from 2063. That is an amazing, amazing book. And Jack with us today here on the broadcast. themanfrom2063.com is the official website. And also he hosts The Man from 2063, the radio program, each and every week on Blog Talk Radio. Now, in light of Congress not being aware of this transfer, is there room to speak on a potential impeachment here, Jack?
Well, I don't want to say. I don't think Obama's going to be impeached because of this. Although I think something could be done potentially to put that forward in the Congress. I don't know how far it would go, but he kind of just, like a lot of experts say on the radio and TV the other night, he kind of operates independently of Congress. He kind of does what he wants to do, unfortunately, whether it's good or not. That's what most experts, they just call him not a dictator, but something pretty close to that, because he does things without getting proper approval, and he just, whatever he wants, he just goes and does it. And that's not the way the presidency is supposed to operate. So, I don't know what to say as far as impeachment. I don't think he's going to get impeached, but he's just going to continue to do things that he wants to do. He doesn't really care what other people think.
We've got a great guest with us today, Jack Duffy. He joins us from time to time. This time we're talking about booming business for the Taliban. He's with us today here on the program. Do you see national security at a higher risk now that this has happened?
Oh, definitely. It's shown. We are showing our enemies that we're weak instead of strong, in my opinion. By doing what we're doing, we're just giving them more leverage. Look what's happening in Iraq right now. We got this new terrorist group, ISIS, going around trying to take over the country now because Obama's pulled a lot of troops out, and they're running the country over now, killing people right and left, executing soldiers. Doing horrible things, and they're going to eventually go to Baghdad if we don't do something. So I don't know what the solution is going to be there. I mean, we might have to send more troops in to stop them, but the Iraqi army apparently is not capable of stopping them. They're just running, turning hightail and running. And we spent billions of dollars training that army to take over when we left, and look what we got for our money. We got an army that just didn't want to fight, and it's a very sad situation over there.
And Jack Duffy joins us today here on the program, and This is something that a lot of folks seem to be thinking that the business is definitely booming for the Taliban now that they have this. They have 5 of their guys back. What would have been an alternative to trading this Bo Bergdahl for something? What would have been a better alternative if you were the president and you were advising him or what have you on this?
They could have traded him for some lesser important people that really weren't that high up in the organization. I mean, the guys that they gave back to the Taliban were like, compared to Nazi Germany, be like let's giving Joseph Goebbels and Hermann Goering and Heinrich Himmler back to the Germans, in exchange for one American soldier. I mean, we gave like 5 of the top leaders of the Taliban back in exchange for a guy who's not even a high-ranking soldier. If I was going to do it at all, I would have probably traded 1 or 2 lower-level guys, that weren't that important, and say, hey, you can have these guys, but we're not giving you the top guys.
It is a fantastic guest with us today. We have Jack Duffy, and Jack, before we let you go, how's the book doing for you, my friend?
Well, the book that's out is on the JFK assassination. It's been doing pretty well. It's done all right. It's gotten great reviews. We'll have to have another show on that sometime. The book I'm writing now is called Black Mamba. It's about terrorism, and it's kind of weird because it's like a James Bond type book, American agents instead of British agents fighting terrorism. And a lot of what I wrote in the book up to this point is already coming to pass in the real world, which I didn't anticipate when I wrote this book. It's very eerie and coincidental how the book's paralleling a lot of what's going on in the world right now.
Now, when is that book going to be available?
Well, I hope to have it finished this summer, and then hopefully it'll be published sometime in 2014 is what I'm expecting.
Well, I think it's going to be one of those good bestsellers. I know that your previous books have done fairly well, so this will be another good one for you, Jack. Jack, have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon, my friend. Thanks for being on with us.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, Jack.
Bye-bye.
We've got more when we come back on the other side.
It's no secret that being overweight has become a worldwide epidemic. Being overweight can lead to dramatic increases in diabetes, heart disease, cancer, stroke, arthritis, and depression. Consider the following. 8 out of 10 Americans over the age of 25 are overweight, and 26 million children and adults in the U.S. have diabetes. If you're like millions of others, you've probably tried this diet or that pill, but you never got the results you wanted. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control reports that 95% of all diets and weight loss programs fail. Finally, there is an all-natural healthy solution to help you lose weight. Originally made for diabetics, Plexus Slim and Accelerator taken together, just 1 time per day, can help you lose the weight. People around the country are experiencing amazing results, and you can too. For more info, go to www.plexuspinkdrinkhealth.com.
Are you out of work? Are you looking to make a lot of money on the internet from the comfort of your home? I have consistently made over $30,000 every month for the past 8 years. I have received daily $900 payments, $1,800 payments, $3,000 payments, and even $10,000 payments. It's fun, it's easy, and beginners are desperately needed right now. Sign up today at www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe and make potentially $30,000 a month just like I did. Again, the website address is www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe.
It's a new year here at the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, and we are ramping up for a tremendous 2014. We have a lot of things coming up this year. We're doing a lot of television projects, going to be doing a lot of radio as well, and we need your help. Shop our Amazon.com links. You can do all of your shopping through our website at JiggyJaguar.com. That's Jiggy Jaguar.com. It's as simple as clicking on our Amazon link. That will take you to Amazon. Amazon will still look the same. It'll still feel the same. You'll still get the same deals. We just get a little bit of help off a commission from Amazon if you do shopping through our link. Also, we have our advertising available on Fiverr.com, as well as many of these other micro sites around the internet. We have a complete list at our website, JiggyJaguar.com. Recently, we had Dr. Ted Baer on the program talking advertising with us.
If they said that our media doesn't have any influence, why would somebody buy an ad? Why would somebody buy an ad on your program? Hey, we don't have any impact. There's no reason for you to. So it's a no-brainer.
So check it out right now. We've got everything available at JiggyJaguar.com. Thanks for listening, and thanks for supporting Transmedia Worldwide.
At dollarseed.com, all of our seeds are only $1 a pack. And we have online resources that teach you all about the rewarding hobby of growing your own plants, flowers, herbs, and vegetables. Imagine the joy you'll feel when your children actually help you harvest your first garden crop, or the pride of knowing you'll never need a florist again. Visit dollarseed.com and grow a little magic of your own for just $1. dollarseed.com. What could be healthier?
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
I'm always looking for great new talk shows to listen to, and I found one. It's called The Mallard Report. From the far beyond to the close to home, you'll hear it all discussed on The Mallard Report with your host, Jim Mallard. The Mallard Report is a paranormal talk show which explores the backstory, the hidden story, and the things other hosts are afraid to discuss. From the secrets of the paranormal to Paula Deen to the government spying on us all, no topic is too taboo for Jim to ignore. The Mallard Report airs live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen to The Mallard Report by going to italkparanormal.com. That's the letter I, italkparanormal.com. When you visit italkparanormal.com, you can listen to The Mallard Report 24/7. italkparanormal.com. italkparanormal.com for The Mallard Report.
Dan Marino may have forgotten concussions are part of NFL's violent game. It was Marino's business sense that likely motivated the former star quarterback to remove himself from the NFL concussion lawsuit. Perhaps removing himself from the list had something to do with pursuing a job with the Miami Dolphins. However, Marino did join some 4,800 others in the legal action against the NFL. The lawsuit says the NFL willfully misled its players about the long-term debilitating effects of brain injuries. Marino did put his marshmallow into the fire. Perhaps the temperature was too hot for him to handle, especially now since Marino is primed to move into the Dolphins' front office. It's fair to wonder if he considered forfeiting his salary and lifestyle and walking out of the Miami huddle for good. I'm Dave Ferguson of BeyondTheCheers.com, and this has been a Beyond the Cheers moment.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
Well. It is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, coast to coast, border to border. Dun dun dun. We are live 2 to 5 Central, 3 to 6 Eastern, 12 to 3 Pacific, and we're 24/7 at JiggyJaguar.com on the TuneIn app, baby, and Radio Loyalty. And our podcast is available at JiggyJaguar.com. Government versus the Juggalos. My thanks to Jack Duffy in our last segment. We're going to be talking about government versus the Juggalos. ICP and all that crap. It is the big broadcast. Now, why are we criminalizing music fandom? This is a story that comes from Reason.com. Now, fairly recently, these rapscallions, I guess you would call them, the insane clown posse. Apparently, the federal government categorizes their fans, who are affectionately known as juggalos. Jesus Christ. Getting a call from someone who should know I'm on the air. But, why do you people not understand when I'm on the air? I don't understand it. I never will understand it. But for whatever reason, folks just do not get it. They, for whatever reason, just do not get it. But that's fine. We're going to continue to do what we're going to do here Government versus the Juggalos. We're going to talk about that. This is in our next segment, Ben Barrack will join us. But Juggalos seem intimidating. They cover their faces in black and white paint and wear clothing and jewelry stamped with a hatchet-wielding cartoon figure. The group says their universal call, whoop whoop, whoop whoop, is an expression of love and affection, but it can sound more like a war cry. The term Juggalos refers to the devoted fans and followers of the Insane Clown Posse, a rap duo hailing from Detroit, Michigan, known for its horror-themed lyrics, hits like Miracles, Rainbows and Stuff, and Down with the Clown. The group's superfans spawned a full-fledged cultural identity that on display at the annual Gathering of the Juggalos, a drug-addled 3-day festival held in Cave in Rock, Illinois, which, by the way, they're not going to do that at the Cave in Rock, Illinois this year. They're going to do it like in Iowa or something. I think they're doing it in Iowa. Speaking of clowns. But, Gathering of the Juggalos. No one will ever understand that but me. Featuring carnival rides, nudity, wet t-shirt contests, wrestling matches, and a lot of Faygo, which is an inexpensive soda favored by the group. They've also created a mutually supportive community. Attendees at the annual gathering often come from backgrounds that resemble that of Insane Clown Posse's Joseph Bruce and Joseph Utzler, who were the outcasts in school, the scrubs, the dirty kids, the slow kids, the uneducated ones whose home lives were so bad they don't like to do school. We've talked about the Gathering of the Juggalos on this program lots of times. We've talked about the death and destruction that happens at this Gathering of the Juggalos. I've often told you that I've thought about taking out $500 of my own personal money, sticking it in my pocket in $1 bills, and going there with nothing but money and condoms and just screwing every single juggalette, which is a female version of the juggalo, that I could get my damn hands on. So. But the Juggalos were persecuted and now they're being persecuted for bonding together. And we've talked about this before. The ACLU is expected to get its day in court next year. And there are a lot of people who don't want you to live your life how you want to live it, says another member of the group. Basically what's going on is that the ACLU and the Insane Clown Posse are going to sue the federal government for saying that Juggalos are considered a gang. That is the big problem. They became Juggalos because they were persecuted, and now they're being persecuted for bonding together. They're a group of people that no one else in America has ever cared about, and then this one band gave them a sense of identity. There is a YouTube piece. We're going to play a little bit of this.
Whoop 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 whoop.
I gotta make sure I can put this up. You've got to see this from beginning to end. If you are watching us on Ustream, oh my God! If you are not, we are going to put this up on YouTube, and you'll be able to see this later. Oh my God! It's about 7 minutes long. This might cut into Barrack's time, and I don't care. Go.
Whoop 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 whoop. That's better.
You may know Juggalos already. They're the fans of Detroit horrorcore rap group Insane Clown Posse, and you're about to find out why they may be one of the best representations of a self-reliant and yet demonized community. Juggalos garnered a lot of mainstream attention in 2011 when the FBI classified them as a group that could exhibit gang-like behavior and engage in criminal activity and violence.
They need to reclassify their shit, because I don't do nothing violent. I smoke weed and I listen to music.
Yeah, we'll rough each other up a little bit and put each other back in line, but, I mean, we're not going to harm anyone unless someone does harm unto us.
Juggalos we talked to at the 2013 Gathering of the Juggalos disputed the claims made by the FBI.
Oh!
The event is an annual music festival held in the sleepy town of Cave in Rock, Illinois.
It's a bunch of kids running around, girls topless, drinking soda, doing drugs,
yelling whoop whoop.
Camille Dodaro is a journalist who has written for Gawker and The Village Voice about Insane Clown Posse and Juggalos.
It's become an identity for a lot of kids who happen to be attracted to the music. It's a term much like, Bieber Believer or Deadhead or, Fish Head.
But unlike those fans, Juggalos carry the gang classification, a label that could be used by federal and local law enforcement to subject Juggalos to routine stops, detainment, and interrogation.
People who don't listen to the music or aren't a fan or a family are going to think that we're violent people when they see Hatchet Mans or Juggalo stuff. That's stereotyping pretty much.
ICP's Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J agree and are suing the FBI along with the American Civil Liberties Union of Michigan, claiming that profiling Juggalos as a gang violates their constitutional right to express themselves.
I mean, they didn't like Elvis when Elvis came out. It's just, if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine, but believe me, it's music, and we're proud of it.
I think it's ridiculous to consider the Juggalos a gang.
Dodaro says Juggalos are among the most misunderstood people of all time.
In some ways, it's almost ironic in the sense that these are a group of people who no one else in America has ever cared about, and then this one band gave them a sense of identity. So it's almost like a support group.
You know what I love about this place? Fucking love that everybody has.
Lots of love from everyone. Everyone's so friendly.
Motherfucking Wicked Clown love!
The whole train of it, man. The whole train.
Juggalos are from a lower class, often. Not all of them, obviously. And some of those kids are committing crimes. That's part of who ICP has been reaching, though, is people who have really bad upbringing. So, they had weed on them, or those kids already, were going to rob somebody. And it just so happens that they happen to, also be a Juggalo.
Marijuana, marijuana, come and get your marijuana from me.
And that's not to say that there are even that many kids doing it. It's just that it just so happened that somebody caught on to the fact that, oh, those kids who have that hatchet man sometimes steal things. But if they didn't have that hatchet on, they're stealing things anyway. It doesn't matter. These things are not at all affiliated whatsoever. They became Juggalos because they were persecuted, and now they're being persecuted for bonding together because they were persecuted.
That bonding is something that was passed down from the members of Insane Clown Posse, who grew up in lower class households just like their fans.
They were the outcasts in school, but not even the outcasts like the freaks where you would think about artists or brooders or gay people. They were like scrubs. They were like dirty kids. They were the slow kids. They were the uneducated, the ones who just, their home lives were so bad that they couldn't even make it to school. They typically, don't end up very successful. But they rebelled against that perception and decided they were going to be rappers, and they worked really really hard.
Just do not
part
understand.
Part of the clown makeup was because they realized how ridiculous they were, and they managed to attract a whole group of fans that nobody else had ever spoken to or reached out to in music.
There's a lot of people that don't want you to live your life how you want to live it. There's a lot of people that don't agree with what you're doing, and they want to try to stop you from just having fun and just being yourself and being free. And here you can actually get away with it, Well,
one of the things that Insane Clown Posse has done that nobody else has ever done in the music industry or even in the cultural industry, in my mind, is it targeted victims, not goth victims, but targeted kids who were molested, kids who were, basically the people who work at gas stations.
Okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. We're gonna take a break. Welcome back. We're going to ask Ben Barrick if the Juggalos are gang members.
It's no secret that being overweight has become a worldwide epidemic. Being overweight can lead to dramatic increases in diabetes, heart disease, cancer, stroke, arthritis, and depression. Consider the following. 8 out of 10 Americans over the age of 25 are overweight, and 26 million children and adults in the U.S. have diabetes. If you're like millions of others, you've probably tried this diet or that pill, but you never got the results you wanted. In fact, The Centers for Disease Control reports that 95% of all diets and weight loss programs fail. Finally, there is an all-natural healthy solution to help you lose weight. Originally made for diabetics, Plexus Slim and Accelerator taken together just one time per day can help you lose the weight. People around the country are experiencing amazing results, and you can too. For more info, go to www.plexuspinkdrinkhealth.com.
Are you out of work? Are you looking to make a lot of money on the internet from the comfort of your home? I have consistently made over $30,000 every month for the past 8 years. I have received daily $900 payments, $1,800 payments, $3,000 payments, and even $10,000 payments. It's fun, it's easy, and beginners are desperately needed right now. Sign up today at www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe and make potentially $30,000 a month just like I did. Again, the website address is www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe.
The response has been overwhelming, and we thank you guys for shopping the Amazon link at JiggyJaguar.com. Check it out today at JiggyJaguar.com. Recently, we spoke to another guest on our radio program, and he had this to say about Amazon.
I know you guys work with Amazon a lot.
Yes.
It's the #1 mouthwash on Amazon.
We're not asking you to buy anything you don't want or need. You know you're going to do your shopping at Amazon. You might as well help out the broadcast at the same time. To help out our operation, check out JiggyJaguar.com. That's JiggyJaguar.com. And thanks for supporting the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar show.
At DollarSeed.com, all of our seeds are only $1 a pack. And we have online resources that teach you all about the rewarding hobby of growing your own plants, flowers, herbs, and vegetables. Imagine the joy you'll feel when your children actually help you harvest your first garden crop, or the pride of knowing you'll never need a florist again. Visit DollarSeed.com and grow a little magic of your own for just $1. DollarSeed.com. What could be healthier?
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
I'm always looking for great new talk shows to listen to, and I found one. It's called The Mallard Report. From the far beyond to the close to home, you'll hear it all discussed on The Mallard Report with your host, Jim Mallard. The Mallard Report is a paranormal talk show which explores the backstory, the hidden story, and the things other hosts are afraid to discuss. From the secrets of the paranormal to Paula Deen to the government spying on us all, no topic is too taboo for Jim to ignore. The Mallard Report airs live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen to The Mallard Report by going to italkparanormal.com. That's the letter I, italkparanormal.com. When you visit italkparanormal.com, you can listen to The Mallard Report 24/7. italkparanormal.com. italkparanormal.com for The Mallard Report.
This is your radio philosopher, Eric Papp, bringing you your thought of the day. The ability to change. Your growth, your success, your income is all dependent upon your ability to change. And the ability to change involves 4 areas of our life: mental, physical, social, and environmental. The first part is mental. What are our thought process? How does the world occur to us? The second part is physical. What are we doing? What are we doing with our bodies? What are we putting in our bodies? Are we exercising our bodies? The third part is social. Who are we hanging around with? What type of groups are we interacting with? And the fourth part is environmental. Where do we live? Change the mental, physical, social, or environmental aspect of your life, and you can increase your performance. To recommend a thought of the day, email me, eric@ericpap.com. Thanks, and remember, be responsible, stay powerful.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
Oh, it's a fantastic day. It's already been a fun one. We've got one of my good buddies, Ben Barrick, going to be joining us here in a few moments. If you want to get a hold of us on the old Facebook, you can do so at facebook.com/the Jiggy Jaguar. Also, you can go to jiggyjaguar.com. And I don't exactly know where the hell to go with half of this today. Ben, there's a lot of different things going on, and I will have to say that our fun little story that we always do at the end of the segment, I just cannot wait to get your thoughts on. But first of all, let's talk about this bombshell that you were telling me a little bit about before we came on. This is, well, I'm going to let you do it because you've got all the information. Go.
Well, Jiggy, I'm telling you, this is it's a game changer. Really, it's really a game changer. You remember the now infamous "Innocence of Muslims" video that was blamed for the Benghazi attacks for 2 weeks after Benghazi by the administration, and the guy with the towel wrapped around his puss. Remember that guy that was led out of there by the L.A. Sheriff's Office? That guy, the guy that was became a sympathetic figure in conservative media circles because he went to jail for making a video. He was supposedly a Coptic Christian, and he garnered the sympathy of quite a lot of people on the right. Well, it comes to find out that we have we've been reporting on this guy ever since those attacks. Well, one of the actresses in the now infamous video, her name is Cindy Lee Garcia, and she's actually the one responsible for getting this thing pulled off of YouTube. She maintains, her argument is, and she's had some success in the courts. She's filed suit against Google. She maintains that it has no business being up on the internet because she was deceived into believing that the video was something that it wasn't, and that her words were taken out and dubbed over, about Muhammad and Islam and everything else. So she's the one responsible for having this thing not being on YouTube, and that has also garnered the ire of the conservative media because she's allegedly not a friend of the First Amendment. Well, come to find out, she read one of our articles from Shoebat.com, SHOEBAT.com, on the subject, and it prompted her to contact the maker of the video, the guy Nakula Baseli Nakula, who used the Samba Style YouTube page to post the video. And she asked him if he was a Muslim, to which he responded yes. And he was apparently very angry with her and her attorney at the time, and she asked him again just to confirm that she heard what she thought she heard, and he said yes. This is a game changer because this would mean that the maker of the anti-Muslim video was himself a Muslim. Now, what sense does that make? The only thing you can glean from that is that this was some sort of an agitprop operation designed to inflame tensions, to get people angry, and to use it as an assault on the First Amendment. Because, and this, make no mistake, this was one of the agenda items of Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State Clinton, back in 2011, who kicked off the first meeting known as the Istanbul process back in Istanbul, Turkey, in 2011. Now, the purpose of this meeting, she co-chaired it with the head of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, July 15th, 2011. The purpose of the meeting was to create a climate whereby it would be considered criminal and at the very least taboo for people to criticize or express criticism of Islam. And here we have this guy, Baseli Nakula, essentially levying a blood libel against Coptic Christians by portraying himself as one and creating a movie, anti-Islamic movie, when he himself is Muslim. And we have to believe that the Obama administration knew this stuff. I mean, it defies any and all logic to conclude that they did not know this for 2 weeks after the Benghazi attacks. In fact, Barack Obama himself has said on David Letterman that this guy is kind of a shadowy character. Well, on that we agree.
Yes.
But he had to know who he was.
Yes.
What do you make of that?
I just don't understand all of this.
Well, now let's think of something here. Agitprop. Agitprop is a Soviet era term used, and it's an abbreviation of agitation and propaganda, which this president's an expert at. I mean, that's community organizing and everything else. But who mentored this guy? The guy who mentored Barack Obama was the quintessential agitpropist, Frank Marshall Davis. I mean, Frank Marshall Davis wrote newspaper articles, propaganda. He was a Communist Party USA member. That's what an agitpropist is. So Barack Obama learned all this stuff years ago when he was 10 years old. This is the kind of thing that you do. And in fact, I would take it a step further. That is what Operation Fast and Furious was all about. If you remember, gun store owners were told by the ATF to sell guns to bad guys who would then take them into Mexico, give them to drug cartels they knew would use them to kill innocent people. What was the purpose? Agitprop. It was to create the climate for gun control, because all of these guns were being sold by gun store owners in the U.S. and sent to Mexico. Thereby, hey, we got to get gun control. It was the same. That was an assault on the Second Amendment in much the same way that the Innocence of Muslims video was an attempt at an assault on the First Amendment.
Well, I completely agree with you on that, Ben. Something else I want to talk to you about. Well, two things here. One, there is another story that has come out. The federal tax revenues have set a record through May. Feds are still running a $436 billion deficit. What is the deal with the tax revenues and why things are just, still, why we're still running a deficit, but yet we got all this money that we're taking from everybody?
Well, if there's not a better example that the government, by its very nature, is wasteful, this is it. I mean, $1.9 trillion in tax revenue, I saw.
Yes.
You're still running a $400 billion deficit, and you. I guess the only thing we can conclude, Jiggy, is that they need to tax the American people $400 billion more in order to break even. In order to break even.
Apparently.
Do you feel like you're not taxed enough yet?
Hey, I always tell people when I'm going up and down the roads in various towns, like for instance when I used to live in Salina, Kansas, we would we'll go up there every once in a while for different things, and I'll say something about, I used to pay taxes in this town, they should fix those potholes. But
yeah.
But I do agree. It seems like everybody's getting taxed.
Well, and you here's what I love how the left argues. You need to get the rich to pay more, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Well, okay, let's just assume for a minute that you're right, that the rich does need to pay more. A, who are they paying it to? And B, is the entity or people or things or whatever that they're paying it to good stewards of the money? The answer is no. They're not good. They waste it. I mean, that whole line of reasoning is just baffling to me. Assuming that they're right, the rich should pay more. Who are they giving it to? They're giving it to people that have racked up a $17 trillion debt and now have record receipts and taxes and are still running a deficit. Are we supposed to give them more money?
Oh, Ben.
You know what? I agree. The rich duds need to pay more. And you know where they are? Washington, D.C. They need to pay more to us.
Well, Ben, before we let you go, I want to get our one fun story out of the way. I did our last segment on a story that I seen up on Reason.com, which is something called Free Minds, Free Markets. I never even heard of this website until they posted this article. But they were talking about government versus the juggalos, and they're talking about the fact that the Insane Clown Posse and the ACLU are suing the federal government and the FBI for classifying the juggalos and all the juggalettes, which apparently is the female version of juggalos, as a gang. And I played a little video that they shot at the gathering of the Juggalos last year, which I report on that all the time just because of the fact that I can't believe that something like this is allowed to exist. They have murders. They have people die of heat exhaustion. There's drug dealing going on. It is like hell on earth. But this is just allowed to happen every year. What do you think of this situation with the government classifying Juggalos as a gang? I don't understand this. What has led the government to this? And shouldn't they be coming up with other things to do rather than chasing around a bunch of potheads with face paint on their heads?
Yes, I do. I do think they should do something other than chasing potheads with face on their heads, with paint on their heads.
Yes.
Juggalos, huh?
Yes. Apparently, they are considered a gang, and I don't understand them being a gang. One of the things that the ACLU lawsuit says is, and I love this, they became juggalos because they were persecuted, and now they're being persecuted for bonding together. These are a group of people that no one else in America has ever cared about, and then this one band gave them a sense of identity.
I think we need to look at who in the Justice Department creates a gang. Constitutes a gang, rather.
Yes, because a lot of them supposedly are involved in crimes, which you're going to have one or two bad apples in this, but realistically, most of these juggalos, I've got 2 or 3 friends that I've known that have been either were juggalos or are currently juggalos. They're not running around committing any crimes. They don't have that. They don't have that big of balls. So why is the government wasting their time? And then on top of this, there's all this domestic spying and all this craziness that the ACLU should be going after. Instead, they're focusing on trying to help Insane Clown Posse get rid of this label by the Justice Department.
I find it interesting that a lot of these groups, that very few of them fight the fight that should be fought.
Yes,
and the reason for that is that the path of least resistance is a trait of human nature that drives us all crazy.
I just don't understand this. I just don't understand this, Ben.
I feel you.
But Ben, bring us up to speed on the radio program. What do you got coming up this weekend, my friend?
Well, you can go to benbarrack.com and you can hear the interview with the actress of Innocence of Muslims, which I posted yesterday. So it's brand new, hot off the press.
Awesome. Well, Ben, I look forward to talking to you next Monday. Have yourself a wonderful week, sir.
You too, my friend.
Appreciate it, man. Later.
Take care.
Ben Barrack with us today here on the program. We are going to take a smidgen. Well, it's not really a smidgen. It's a top of the hour break. And that means a long one. We got networks that dump out and all this other shenanigans. Go ahead and give us a holla, holla, holla. Jiggy Jaguar at JiggyJaguar.com. Also find us on the Facebook as well. And the Twitter, JIGGY, JAGUAR. We've got more when we come back.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
I'm always looking for great new talk shows to listen to, and I found one. It's called The Mallard Report. From the far beyond to the close to home, you'll hear it all discussed on The Mallard Report with your host, Jim Mallard. The Mallard Report is a paranormal talk show which explores the backstory, the hidden story, and the things other hosts are afraid to discuss. From the secrets of the paranormal to Paula Deen to the government spying on us all, no topic is too taboo for Jim to ignore. The Mallard Report airs live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen to The Mallard Report by going to italkparanormal.com. That's the letter I, italkparanormal.com. When you visit italkparanormal.com, you can listen to The Mallard Report 24/7. italkparanormal.com. italkparanormal.com for The Mallard Report.
It's a new year here at the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, and we are ramping up for a tremendous 2014. We have a lot of things coming up this year. We're doing a lot of television projects, going to be doing a lot of radio as well, and we need your help. Shop our Amazon.com links. You can do all of your shopping through our website at JiggyJaguar.com. That's JIGGY, JAGUAR.com. It's as simple as clicking on our Amazon link. That will take you to Amazon. Amazon will still look the same. It'll still feel the same. You'll still get the same deals. We just get a little bit of help off a commission from Amazon if you do shopping through our link. Also, we have our advertising available on Fiverr.com, as well as many of these other micro sites around the internet. We have a complete list at our website, JiggyJaguar.com. Recently, we had Dr. Ted Baer on the program talking advertising with us.
If they said that our media doesn't have any influence, why would somebody buy an ad? Why would somebody buy an ad on your program? Hey, we don't have any impact. There's no reason for you to. So it's a no-brainer.
So check it out right now. We've got everything available at JiggyJaguar.com. Thanks for listening, and thanks for supporting Transmedia Worldwide. Let's talk about one of our great marketing partners at Transmedia Worldwide. Thulia.com is a social jobs portal. Visit Thulia.com to find your local jobs. That's Indiegogo.com, INDIEGOGO.com. Search Thulia-com. They've got a great crowdfunding campaign going right now. It's THULYA.com. Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path. A path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon.
And now a question from one of our many listeners. This is ASE Auto Professional Pam Oaks answering an automotive question sent to us on Twitter. When will my car stop making noise when I turn? It started this past winter. Tech said it would go away. Well, there are dozens of steering gear and suspension components that could be making that mystery sound. During a harsh winter, vehicles can develop creaks and groans due to the exposure to the elements and very low temperatures, and these noises will disappear when the warmer weather returns. But if the mystery noise continues, it's time to visit your ASE Blue Seal shop for a proper diagnosis. When a car makes a noise, it's telling you it needs attention. And the longer you wait, the bigger the repair bill when that little creak or groan dominoes into something major. Want to learn more about your vehicle? Visit me, ASC Tech Pam Oaks, at CarCareForTheClueless.com, making you a savvy car consumer.
Raw and Uncut, Jiggy Jag, you know how he do it. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it all the way live.
Broadcasting live from Hutchinson, Kansas.
Well, I'm sitting here with a linguist. I had no idea. I didn't know you were, but I didn't know that you were a wordsmith.
Call Jiggy right now. 267-22-JIGGY.
Daddy Fun.
Hey, Jiggy, what's happening, man? Reminds me of that David Bowie song. Jiggy play guitar. It's a great name, man. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Presenting.
I'm Mike Massey, and you know, you can catch me on Jiggy Jag TV and see a few of my trick shots there. Thank you very much.
Jiggy Jaguar.
I never knew what freedom was until I saw you lose yours.
Coast to coast and border to border all over the World Wide Web on 50-plus stations throughout the U.S. and Canada. It is hour number 3 of the big broadcast. It is Music Monday, and we've got a fabulous, fabulous musical guest today here on the broadcast. I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself because I do not want to butcher his name, because I think I butchered it earlier when I called and left a message. But you go ahead and jump in there and introduce yourself, introduce the band, and we'll talk about the band here.
Hello, my name is Mato Neji, and with the band Indigenous, and I'm happy to be on. Thanks for having me.
Now, you guys are doing some amazing, amazing stuff in the music scene. How did the band get together? Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, actually, the band originally started out as my brother and my sister. My brother played bass, and my sister played drums, and my other brother played like percussion, like congas and timbales.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of like a Santana type feel. But now I'm the last one left. Everybody kind of went their own ways, I guess. And I've been, you know, carrying on the name and the band. So I have a couple of guys from, you know, South Dakota, where I'm from, that, you know, come out and play with me. So it's basically down to like a 3-piece now. So.
Well, how do we find you guys online? How do we connect with you?
I think the website is indigenousrocks.com.
Okay.
And the Facebook is just facebook.com/Indigenous Rocks.
Now, you guys have been doing some amazing stuff. Tell me a little bit about Good at Feeling Bad. We're going to play that song here in just a few moments.
That's actually one of the cover songs on this latest record that I did with a writer that is actually the songwriter from Minneapolis, and he's also a good friend. His name's Bruce McCabe, and he actually wrote a couple of songs for... He has a few songs on Johnny Lang's first records, like "Lie to Me" and "Still Raining." And so,
wow.
So yeah, it was one of those songs that I really dug. So, and he, you know, brought it to me, and you know, and I heard it, and it was awesome. So we decided to put it on the record.
Well, I'll tell you, it is a really, really cool song. We're gonna play it here in a few moments. If you want to connect with these guys, you can do so at indigenousrocks.com. And here it is. It's Good at Feeling Bad, and it's on our Music Monday showcase here on the big broadcast, coast to coast and border to border. Back with more after this.
Getting good at feeling
great guest. He joins us today here on the program talking about Indigenous. Indigenous is a heck of a music project. Now, how did Indigenous first get together?
Like I said, it kind of started out as we all grew up in South Dakota. It was my brother on bass, and my brother on percussion, and my sister on drums, and now it's kind of all. I'm the last one left, I guess, in the group, and everybody kind of went their own ways, and just keeping it going right now. Music, and trying to keep record records, and keep making records, and going out and playing live, as much as I can. So.
Well, tell us about your musical background. How did you get started playing music and everything?
I think. Well, I grew up listening to. I was always real interested in music since I was probably about 5, real young, probably 10 years old, I guess. And I didn't start really playing guitar until I was probably about 16, 15 or 16. But grew up listening to my mom and my dad's, record collection, which was, a lot of the old great rock bands, and from Chicago to, Albert King, to B.B. King, to all the old stuff. So that's kind of really what I grew up listening to. And also grew up during, the 80s and 90s. So I got to hear like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Fabulous Thunderbirds, and also bands like Pearl Jam and the Black Crowes. And so it's a pretty wide range of influences. And I guess I always try to capture as much of those influences and put them on each record, each CD.
It is a fabulous guest with us today. Indigenous joins us live now. The latest band incarnation. Tell us about that.
It's 2 guys from one's from actually they're both from South Dakota, and the drummer's name is Charles Sanders, and also another friend of mine who plays drums. His name's Kurt Olson. He also comes and plays too. And Derek Post. He's also from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and he does background vocals and bass and baritone, and also plays a little guitar. So yeah.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna take a quick little commercial time out here with Indigenous, and when we come back, we are gonna chat with the band's founder about the band itself, play some more music, and do some cool little stuff here today on our Music Monday segment. We're back after this here on the program.
I'm always looking for great new talk shows to listen to, and I found one. It's called The Mallard Report. From the far beyond to the close to home, you'll hear it all discussed on The Mallard Report with your host, Jim Mallard. The Mallard Report is a paranormal talk show which explores the backstory, the hidden story, and the things other hosts are afraid to discuss. From the secrets of the paranormal to Paula Deen to the government spying on us all, no topic is too taboo for Jim to ignore. The Mallard Report airs live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen to The Mallard Report by going to italkparanormal.com. That's the letter I, italkparanormal.com. When you visit italkparanormal.com, you can listen to The Mallard Report 24/7. italkparanormal.com. italkparanormal.com for The Mallard Report.
AMFM247.com, the best of talk and music 24/7. Pre-recorded talk shows, multiple hour show opportunities are available. Weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly spots are available. You can sell your commercials in your time block and keep 100% of the earnings. 2-month free trial available. March and April of 2014 will cost you absolutely nothing. After that, there's a monthly fee with no term contracts. Show packages start at $150 a month after your free 2-month period. We can help you prep your talk show for iHeartRadio if you're not currently on it. We use our top-rated public relations firm to promote your program. We create you a landing page on the website for you to promote the program, current guests, and show news. We can submit your show to iHeartRadio and manage all the ins and outs for you. That's AMFM247.com. That's AMFM247.com.
Are you out of work? Are you looking to make a lot of money on the internet from the comfort of your home? I have consistently made over $30,000 every month for the past 8 years. I have received daily $900 payments, $1,800 payments, $3,000 payments, and even $10,000 payments. It's fun, it's easy, and beginners are desperately needed right now. Sign up today at www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe and make potentially $30,000 a month, just like I did. Again, the website address is www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe.
The newest way to get heard, the newest way to get noticed in the Wichita and Central Kansas scene. It's KansasHipHop.com. You can sell your music in the store.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Sell your music in the store on KansasHipHop.com.
Also, post your videos and have your audio heard by millions.
KansasHipHop.com.
Social promo as well using hashtags.
KansasHipHop.com.
Check out the KSHH Mobile Text Club. Stop sitting in front of the social media and hop on KansasHipHop.com.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path. A path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon.
Welcome to the Racing to Success Minute with Nadine Lajoie. Do you have any problems with some clients? And sometimes when it starts to go wrong with one client, it's one thing after the other. So the solution for that is to keep your client to admit that you won. Whatever happened, find a way to please the client. First, you need to admit what happened, explain to them, and also let them explain first what didn't work out in their case. Second, you need to find a solution to make them happy, because when you are making happy a client after a big problem, you are finding solution, you are offering them extra bonuses, extra gifts, you will get clients for life. This is Nadine at NadineRacing.com.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
Back here with Indigenous. They are a Music Monday feature. You can get more information at indigenousrocks.com. Indigenous' brand new CD. It is going to be available very soon. And Indigenous Rocks is available also on Twitter at Indigenous Rocks. Facebook. You can go to facebook.com/Indigenous Rocks. And we've got one of the founding members on the program with us today. Now, you guys are doing the blues thing. Why is the blues such a popular brand of music anymore? People just love blues.
I don't know. I guess for me, I could only say that, what it does for me, it hits me probably the most, I guess, out of a lot of the different music. I also really love, a lot of rock and, a lot of different stuff too. But I think, being able to play that kind of music and do that, just kind of laying it all out there, I guess, putting it all out there when you play live, that's really, is really what I admired and really inspired me about all the old great blues players, back in the day.
In Indigenous Rocks with us today. IndigenousRocks.com is their official website. We're going to be playing We Won't Be Around No Mo. Tell me about this.
This is one of those kind of like rocker, things where I grew up listening to like Soundgarden, Rage Against the Machine, so I just kind of, mixed that influence with, some old style, what I grew up listening to, like Howlin' Wolf and all the different stuff,
Okay, well, we're going to do this. We're gonna play it, and we'll be back here in a few moments here on Music Monday.
Feels like it's time to
It is Indigenous with us today here on the program. It is Music Monday, and Indigenous is a fantastic, fantastic blues group. We've got them with us today here on the program. Now, how have you guys have got a lot of shows coming up here fairly soon. Tell me about some of the different shows you've got lined up.
We're actually on the road right now. We did just got done with a couple of blues festivals out on the East Coast there, and then did a couple of shows at the Hard Rock in Pittsburgh, and then Sellersville Theater in over Sellersville, Pennsylvania. So now we're heading back this way, and then we got a few more festivals coming in, and one's in Illinois, and then we're heading. We're pretty much all over the place, I guess, kind of, hitting different parts of the country, heading to the south. And we'll be down in, Las Cruces for, the 4th of July. And then we'll be through the south, like Oklahoma, and then back up through the Midwest a little bit there, and then back out to the East Coast again. So we'll be, it's going to be pretty busy here, I guess, for the...
There he goes. It's the world famous Jiggy Jaguar show. We are going to do this. We're going to play some more Indigenous. Give me a reason. Actually, we're gonna play that track right now. It's Give Me a Reason, and it's here on Music Monday. Okay, we managed to get him back. We found him. He is. You're out there on the road, man. I understand. Cell phone signals are not the greatest. We were talking about some of these shows you've got planned. Tell me about some of these that are coming up.
There's just some really cool, a few blues festivals coming in, and we'll be hitting a few of them through the Midwest, and then in the Southwest. All the way down through Las Cruces and Albuquerque, and then we'll come back up through the Midwest, and then we'll head back east again. And I think we'll be slowly working on hitting a West Coast thing probably in the fall. So we're going to try to keep it going and keep it busy, I guess, for the rest of the year. Pushing that new record.
Definitely. Now tell me about the new record, man. This is a really cool piece of business. Tell me about the new record.
Cool. It was just it was actually the guy, the record label. His name's Mike Varney, and he actually gave me a call probably 2 weeks before, and he was like, "Well, do you want to?" Because I've already done a couple records with him, and and then it was kind of like a last minute thing. He gave me a call, and he was like, "Well, you want to do one more record?" And I was like, "Sure." So, and then we just I already was working on music and songs and stuff, so I had some songs and stuff ready. So we just jumped on a plane and flew out, and we did the record in probably about 2 weeks, and then mixed it, and got it out, got it done, and just it was a pretty quick process this time. As before, we kind of had time to do it, with the last records we did. So, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty okay for that quick kind of work we did.
Well, Indigenous has been around for a heck of a long time, a great blues band. We're going to take another time out here, and when we come back, we've got more, so we'll be back here in a few moments.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
This is Chris Markowski, your watchdog on Wall Street. This is your watchdog on Wall Street Money Minute. The question was posed by the socialist senator from the state of Vermont. Are we still a capitalistic democracy, or have we gone into an oligarchical form of society in which incredible economic and political power now rests with the billionaire class? This was the question Bernie Sanders posed to Janet Yellen at a hearing at Capitol Hill. Yellen said she'd prefer not to give labels, but she admitted to being very concerned about income inequality. Forget about income inequality. Take income inequality and put it aside. Put it aside. It's power inequality. It's the people in Washington, D.C. that rule over our lives, that are buddies with these billionaires. I mean, what difference does it make? Who do you think has to spend more money? Is it Warren Buffett or these politicians that collect over $4 trillion a year? You tell me. Watchdog on wallstreet.com.
24/7, 365, and available worldwide on the internet. This is the #1 talk show online, the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show.
We've got a few moments here left to go with Indigenous, and I want to bring everybody up to speed on where they can find you guys and when some of your next concerts are so people can get a hold of you.
Yeah, you could go to the website, indigenousrocks.com, and also on Facebook, Indigenous Rocks.
Well, good stuff. Well, we're going to do this. We've got another segment we've got to do, and we've run out of time, my friend. But thanks for joining us here on Music Monday. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Very much so, man. Well, we'll talk soon. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you much.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Indigenous with us today. We are going to take. We're going to finish our break, and
let's talk
Charles
about
Faddis
one of our
is on
great
the way.
marketing partners at Transmedia Worldwide. Thulia.com is a social jobs portal. Visit Thulia.com to find your local jobs. That's Indiegogo.com, Indiegogo.com. Search Thulia-com. They've got a great crowdfunding campaign going right now. It's THULYA.com.
The response to our Amazon shopping has been amazing. You guys have come through in a record amount of traffic by shopping our Amazon link at JiggyJaguar.com. Every time you buy your books, electronics, videos on demand, smartphones, netbooks, Kindles, everything, you can even buy groceries over there. That is absolutely amazing. When you shop our Amazon.com link at JiggyJaguar.com, that's JiggyJaguar.com, we get a percentage of the sales from Amazon. So every time you buy your HD TVs and MP3s, recently Dan Perkins, best-selling author, had this to say about Amazon.
I listened to your promotion for Amazon.com. You can buy book 1 and book 2, which just came out.
Look at that.
I encourage your listeners to go there and support your operation.
So keep shopping our Amazon link at JiggyJaguar.com. Every time you do your shopping, we get a percentage of the sales, and that's boosting our operation here. We couldn't do it without you, and the response has been phenomenal. Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path. A path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JiggyJaguar.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon.
Here's another one of our great marketing partners at Transmedia Worldwide. I'd like to talk to you about a game app that's likely to be one of the best games of the year. Enemy Dawn. It's a World War II game with the storyline about the Nazi invasion of Poland. You will get to defend Poland using a mobile rocket launcher. It's a non-stop fun action game with a twist of real history. For example, it's an air raid siren, national landmarks, or German Stuka aircraft streaking across the sky. You will feel truly immersed into the game as if you were really there. To learn more or to sign up for mail alerts, please visit us at www.enemydawn.com. It's ENEMYDAWN.com. And tell them you heard about it here with your folks at Transmedia Worldwide.
It's no secret that being overweight has become a worldwide epidemic. Being overweight can lead to dramatic increases in diabetes, heart disease, cancer, stroke, arthritis, and depression. Consider the following. 8 out of 10 Americans over the age of 25 are overweight, and 26 million children and adults in the U.S. have diabetes. If you're like millions of others, you've probably tried this diet or that pill, but you never got the result you wanted. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control reports that 95% of all diets and weight loss programs fail. Finally, there is an all-natural healthy solution to help you lose weight. Originally made for diabetics, Plexus Slim and Accelerator taken together just 1 time per day can help you lose the weight. People around the country are experiencing amazing results, and you can too. For more info, go to www.plexuspinkdrinkhealth.com.
Welcome to the Unlock Your Wealth Update. Here's Heather Wagenhals.
Take advantage of your tax return money by celebrating using these following 3 smart money decisions. First, start or supplement an emergency fund. Very few Americans have adequate emergency funds. That's a savings account somewhere that contains money that could be used for living expenses for several months in the event of a major crisis like job loss. Start a 529 for your children. Use that money to lay the financial groundwork for your child's education. A 529 plan allows you to easily invest money with tax-free growth for educational expenses down the road. Or do a home improvement project. Roll that money right into new kitchen cabinets, a freshened up bathroom, repainting some rooms, or new carpet. Home improvement projects can increase the value of your home, which is especially important if you foresee a move in the coming years.
For more great resources to help you create unlimited wealth and happiness, visit our website at crackingyourmoneycode.com. I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
24/7, 365, and available worldwide on the internet. This is the #1 talk show online, the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show.
Welcome back to the program. You can find us on TuneIn. You can also find us on Radio Loyalty, and now we are on iHeartRadio. So we're making some ground, kids, and we've got about 50 or 60 stations across the country and around the world. Also heard in Canada, and we've got Charles Faddis with us today. And Charles, I'll tell you, there's a lot of craziness. I would have never thought, especially with you and I's conversations every single week, I would have never thought months ago we would be saying, "Oh, Iran's going to help us in Iraq."
That's actually, we could be just fine without ever saying that. Actually.
Now, what do you make of this? I seen this over the weekend, and I don't know. It just bothers me. all of our history with the Iran hostage crisis back when the Jimmy Carter, and then all the issues over the years, and them trying to get a nuke, and it just, I don't know, it just makes me feel uneasy, my friend.
So again, I think your instincts are absolutely correct. It's crazy. It's another one of those things that would be funny if it wasn't so serious, because it's so absurd. I mean, we have fundamental problems with the Islamic Republic of Iran. That's not to say that somehow or another the Iranian people are the problem, but the regime is a problem, and it's not a matter of misunderstandings or like we got off on the wrong foot, and if we just sit down over cookies and milk, it's all going to be better. I mean, these are real, huge issues, and they have not changed their behavior. So fantasies that we're going to cooperate, frankly, fantasies that they're going to give up their nuclear weapons, I mean, I guess that makes some people feel better, but it is a fantasy. To begin with, these guys remain the patrons of and backers of Hezbollah, one of the most dangerous terrorist organizations on the planet, and one that has killed many, many hundreds of Americans. And they are not our buddies and not our friends, and fantasies about cooperating with them are really dangerous.
Yeah. Well, some other news that I want to get your thoughts on this fabulous Monday is this odd story. Things are just odd all the time, but the war industry has got to be just loving this whole Iraq, going over to Iraq. Basically, the war industry is going to make billions off this ISIS situation, and a good chance the military hardware could end up in some Islamic terrorist group's hands. This is just a crazy, crazy story. What do you think about all this? Because everybody and their brother is going to be making money. Beechcraft Defense Company, Raytheon, all these guys.
Yeah, I think that we have to accept as a country that we live in a dangerous world, and that these are threats we have to deal with. But we have to find a way to deal with all of these threats somewhere short of pretending like it's World War II again. And the answer is conventional forces and building lots of tanks and missiles and aircraft. I mean, the entire form of force that ISIS actually has in the field in Iraq is nothing. It's not one army brigade's worth of troops in the United States Army. They're advancing because the military in front of them is disintegrating and falling apart. They're basically not fighting pitched battles and winning. They are moving forward as the army vaporizes in front of them. The answer to that is not lots of F-16 jets and missiles and billions of dollars worth of expenditure. It may be relatively small numbers of Americans, special operations and intelligence people, to make sure this stops and to turn things around. But this is not about billions and billions of dollars. And unfortunately, you're exactly right. That's what Washington tries to turn every problem into. It's an excuse to throw money at something and spend $100 billion.
It never ever changes. That is the thing. I don't know, Charles. Now, some of the other stories that happened over the weekend. There's some news going on with what was this story I seen? Apparently there was an LGBT gay pride parade, and the National Guard or someone wanted to set up a booth, and they said, "Nope, we're not interested. We don't want you here." I always thought that the whole purpose of the LGBT community was to bring everybody together, and we weren't going to have any type of divisiveness or any type of issues, but yet they turn around and exclude someone from their activities.
Yeah, don't you think as a country we would be a heck of a lot better off right now? We have problems stacked to the ceiling everywhere, and do we really need to be spending time thinking of reasons to divide ourselves into ever smaller groups and create ever more animosity? I mean, who cares what your sexual orientation is? But can we just get past all of this and all of this confrontation? I mean, we owe the Chinese more money than we have. Half the world is going up in smoke. We need to revive our manufacturing industry. We have a lot of stuff to worry about that's more important, I think, right?
See, this is the thing. I don't understand why all these why everybody is sort of, I guess, dividing themselves. Before we let you go, my friend, what's some pieces that you're working on that we can be on the lookout for this week?
Well, I just put up today another piece on the United States of Common Sense about Iraq, and no doubt I will be continuing to write about Iraq because it's not going to get better anytime soon. I'm also working on another piece about the Chinese, my favorite guys in the South China Sea, because they're trying to annex that entire ocean. And they've decided now that they're actually building artificial islands out in the middle of the sea and declaring them part of. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I didn't make that up. They're building artificial islands and declaring them part of China. So that's their solution to people saying they can't control the ocean. They're converting it into a landmass.
Okay, well, Hey, I guess if we can have video games where we can create things, I guess maybe we can do it in real life too. That's the only thing I can think of. Charles, once again, my friend, thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you next week, my friend.
All right, take care.
Appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful day. Charles Faddis with us today here on the program, Coast to Coast and Border to Border. That is that. And that will wrap it up for today's edition of the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. We will talk to you tomorrow
prepared for the worst.
Here on the program.
If death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it